Okay, how in the crap do I finance a motorcycle? What's up everyone, it's Alex. So continuing on our new motorcycle financing series we're doing. Again, I've done a couple videos about this in the past, but we're doing a whole new series just to try to answer all the questions I get on the daily about financing a motorcycle. So this video is literally going to be in super plain, step-by-step terms, how you go about financing a motorcycle. So for those of you that are more advanced, already know how to do this, I've done this plenty of times. If you want to watch me talk for a few minutes, awesome, thank you. If you don't, and you don't care about this at all, this is your chance to go find a different topic, different video of mine, and go watch that one, because this is me talking to the brand new people. You've never financed a motorcycle before, you want to know how to do it with the least amount of headache. This video is for you. Let's go. So, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you have already watched the Should You Finance a Motorcycle video. If you have not, then I'm going to put a card to it right here, so that you can go watch that one first, and then come back to this one. So, you've already made the decision, you have to finance a motorcycle, you're going to finance a motorcycle. Here's what we're doing. First things first, are you trying to buy a motorcycle from a dealer or a private seller? These days, a lot of banks and credit unions will be cool enough to finance you on a motorcycle from a private seller, but it's a slightly different process involved in that, because you're going to have to go through some of the same steps, but you're going to do them straight through your bank or credit union, and then they're going to cut you a check to take to the private seller. Either way you're going, here's a few things to have your head wrapped around and have laid out first. If you are financing a motorcycle, one, most of the time you need to have a job and you need to be able to prove your income. So before you even go try to finance a motorcycle, go ahead and get your proof of income ready. That's going to be a pay stub. If you don't get pay stubs, that could be bank statements showing your direct deposit amounts for it from your employer. One way or another, you are going to have to be able to prove your income when you finance a motorcycle, because no bank or credit union or lender in their right mind is going to loan you money for a recreational vehicle, for a motorcycle, if you can't prove that you make enough to pay for it. So that's number one, have your proof of income ready. Get a couple of pay stubs ready, get something together that proves your income. Next, you are going to generally need, in the United States anyway, 2 forms of ID at this point when you're financing a motorcycle. So you need to make sure you have your driver's license, ID, whatever. Typically the second one can be your social security card. Sometimes you can use a credit card for it. Any other photo ID will work. You're also going to need your social security number. You would be surprised how many people I have had try to show up and apply to finance for a motorcycle and didn't know their social security number. If you don't know it, take your card. Also, you are going to need to have a bank account. This seems really simple, but pretty much every single bank or lender for a motorcycle at this point is going to require you to either make automatic electronic payments or make an electronic payment of some kind. There are some you can still write a check for, but I don't know of any of them at this point where you can send them cash or something like that. So I know it seems basic, no brainer. I'm gonna get yelled at for being this basic, but you're gonna have to have a bank account. I have also had a lot of people want to finance a motorcycle that have a perfectly good job and don't have a bank account for some reason. So have a bank account if you're gonna try to finance a motorcycle. Please do us all a favor. Now the fun part. Now we have to go actually find the motorcycle, be that at a dealer or a private party. Most of you that are wanting to finance a motorcycle, you're probably going to go to a dealer. It's just easier, the process is easier if you have to finance, and they're gonna have more bikes to pick from. If you find one private party, I'm gonna cover that real fast first because it's a little different. If you find a motorcycle that you want private party, this is the bike I want, it's a good bike, I've inspected it, this is who I wanna buy it from. Try not to buy a motorcycle from someone who still owes money on it, because that becomes a very tricky, weird situation. There's gonna be a lien on the title. In most states, they're not even gonna have a copy of the title. So you're then trying to get a loan from your own bank or credit union and pay them for a title they don't even have in hand that has a lien on it. It's a big, messy process. I would not recommend doing this. I just wouldn't. If they still owe money on the motorcycle, then they need to get that thing paid off before they try to sell it or something, man. It's too sticky. Just do yourself a favor. Please don't do that. If they've already got it paid off, they have clean title in hand, you need to look at the title. You need to make sure that their name is on the title and it matches their driver's license and everything. You'd be surprised how many people are going to try to sell you a motorcycle that they bought from someone else and never titled in their name, which means it's a skipped title, which in most states is a huge no-no. You will have title problems with that. Do not do that. So make sure that the individual has a clear title in their name that does not have a lien on it, And then if your bank or credit union allows private party motorcycle financing, your bank or credit union will have you fill out a credit application. Go ahead and do that, don't be scared. They will then approve you or not approve you, and they will tell you how much they will loan on that motorcycle, because it will be specific based on what that motorcycle book values for. They will get the information from the motorcycle. They will want the VIN number from that title, and they will generally want the seller's information so that they can cut a check directly to them. You will then take your check to the seller. They should hand over the motorcycle, and they should hand over the title, which has been signed over to you. And then your bank is going to generally require you to take your title and go title and register your motorcycle, and then provide them with the new title. In some states, the title office will send it directly to them with a lien already on it, because your bank or lender is going to put a lien on that bike. It depends on your state. Some states, you will get the title back with a lien on it. Some states, the lender actually gets the title until it's paid off. And at that point, you should be done with your private party motorcycle financing, okay? Dealer side. The dealer side gets easier. You've already gathered up the stuff I told you about. You've got your proof of income. You already have a couple forms of ID. You've got all that stuff squared away, right? You go to a dealer, you pick out the motorcycle you want. If the dealer is worth a damn, they are going to step-by-step hand guide you through the financing process, okay? They should make it so easy for you, you don't even know it's happening. You pick out the motorcycle you want. You've hammered out your deal before signing a credit app. Listen to me. If you're at a dealer and you want to finance a motorcycle, you need to work out your entire deal on that motorcycle before you work on the financing. Sit down with them. They're going to have a worksheet or something like that. You're going to go through your pricing, your taxes, if there's any fees. Try not to pay BS fees. But you need to have your entire deal on that motorcycle agreed upon. You already did your research and you know what that bike should sell for realistically, so you're not overpaying. You've got your entire deal worked out in total beforehand. Then let them give you a credit app. You'll fill out your credit application, you'll sign it, and they're going to go run it. If you want to use your own bank or credit union, that is perfectly fine. You just tell them you want to use your own bank or credit union. You will do an application with your bank or credit union based on that motorcycle. They will get the VIN number and all the information from the dealer if the dealer is worth a damn. And then they will let you know, hey, you're approved for this much money for this motorcycle, here you go. In that case, if you went through your own bank or credit union, you'll usually go get your check from them, bring it back for the dealer, do your dealer paperwork, right off in the sunset. Some banks or credit unions will send the check to the dealer, in which case you still do your paperwork with the dealer, right off in the sunset. If you're not using yours and you're using the dealer financing, which is fine, a lot of times dealers have a whole array of really good banks and credit unions they work with. You'll do a credit application, they'll take it off to a finance office or something, they will run it, they will come back and tell you what you've been approved for. If they are full of crap, and what I mean by that is if the interest rate is stupid high and you know you have good credit, or they're tacking a bunch of finance fees onto it, or there's just something amiss, call them out on it, get it worked out, or leave. Don't just accept. If they come back and they say, okay, cool, well you're at $200 a month, and they don't want to talk about totals, fees, whether there's any warranties or anything rolled into that, they need to disclose all of that stuff and be very transparent about all of that. And if you want anything extra, fine, but they need to be above board and transparent. Ask questions. When you're doing your paperwork, ask those questions. I want to see the breakdown. I want to see all of this so that you're informed. But that's how it's going to work through a dealer. They're going to take it off, they're going to come back and say, okay, cool, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, you're getting this motorcycle for $8,000, whatever. They came back at 36 months at 4.9% interest and your payments are this much money, okay? It's gonna be that simple, and then you can make the decision on whether or not that monthly payment and those terms are what you want or not, and whether you can easily afford it, all that kind of good stuff. If it all looks good, it sounds good, the interest rate is good, you'll sign your paperwork, you'll ride off into the sunset. If it doesn't look good, ask the questions. If they seem shady, go somewhere else. And that's basically how it's going to work either direction. Whether you're a private party or at a dealer, you're going to get together your proof of income, your forms of ID, and your paperwork. You're going to fill out an application either with a bank or credit union or with a motorcycle dealer for the bike that you want. And then they're either going to come back with terms and payments that you like and you can live with, in which case you're going to finish out your paperwork and ride off in the sunset, or they're going to come back with terms and conditions you can't live with, and then you're looking for a different bike or a different dealer. With a dealer, you're not going to have to really worry about your title work. That's their job. They're going to do all that for you, and the title's already going to be clear and everything. With a private seller, you really need to watch for that title, because that is where most private deals will get tripped up. It's going to be in the title work, because the title may not be clear, it may not be in their name, something weird may be happening with that. So trying to finance a bike from a private seller, I would say I don't recommend unless you've already been around this block a few times and you already know what you're doing and what to look for. I'd say private sellers, cash pay, fine. Still make sure that their name is on the damn title. Their name needs to be on the title if they're going to sell it to you. If they haven't done it, they're skipping out on their taxes, they're screwing you, don't do it. From a dealer, you're not going to have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. So that's how you do it either direction. If you've got more specific questions on this process, put them in the comments. I'll make you a whole video or respond to you, whatever. In the next video, we're going to talk about a good finance deal versus a bad finance deal and what you should actually expect to see as far as interest rates and all that kind of stuff goes, because people have some weird expectations with that when it comes to motorcycles, okay? So hope this has been helpful. If not, let me know in the comments below. I'll answer some more. I'm Alex. Peace.